Nathalie Emmanuel, welcome to the Daily Social Distancing Show.
Hi, this is so cool. I feel excited to be on the show, even though, it's virtually.
Congratulations on the new Quibi show, which is, getting rave reviews and honestly, my favorite Quibi show. I know it's a really short format and people are trying to figure out how to make a show in such a short format, but you on the show with Kevin Hart, it's called Die Hard, and it's honestly one of the funniest and action-packed shows I've ever seen, regardless of the platform.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I think for the short form, the short format that they have created, I think the show so wonderfully just keeps you on a cliffhanger at the end of every episode, and you're like, how have they done this? Like, it's a short episode, but I want to click the next one. And I think they've done such a great job with it, and it was just such a joy to work on. It was, if you find the show funny, it's safe to say that we laughed a lot when we were making it as well.
Right. It's also it's also a cool departure for us to see you in, because we've seen you in action movies like Fast and the Furious, and then we've seen you in really dramatic roles. Most famously Game of Thrones. And so to see you in a comedy where you don't take yourself seriously, but in the show you're trying to take yourself seriously, is a fun world to be in. You've got Kevin Hart, who's always hilarious, and then you've got John Travolta, who just comes in with this gravitas and hilarity. He just comes in with hilarity on screen that you don't expect. What was it like working with just the three of you together in the space, doing something completely new?
Well, first of all, for me, I was kind of pinching myself the whole time because I'm standing with Kevin Hart and John Travolta, what? So that was pretty exciting for me. But to be honest, the three of us together, we had such great chemistry and we had so much fun together. And Kevin is just so, he has so much energy and keeps the laughs all the time just to keep the energy up. You know how right. Being on set and long days and it's cold and damp and you're like, oh, but he's always so ready to go. And he was so funny and his genius. And then working with John, he's funny in a whole other way, but it's so brilliant. And it was just so amazing to watch him work, and his range is insane. And then you're just definitely all these ideas out, and just it's incredible to watch. And I had so much fun, and we like I said before, we just laughed so much and had a really great time together.
You were also one of the first people I saw in the UK who were, part of the Black Lives Matter movement, on the ground. I know, in America we saw this movement, but once it spread around the globe, I remember, seeing you talking about it, and you were unabashed about it. You weren't afraid to share your thoughts on what needs to change, not just in society, but on screen. A lot of people talk about how you were the only woman of color on Game of Thrones as a leading character, or as a character, spoken word character. And it must be an interesting position to be in, but tell me why you've gotten so involved in this, and what you hope to achieve in your industry and hopefully in society at large.
Well, I think it's a matter of humanity at this point. I'm just like everyone. I'm just sick of seeing people dying. And I realized that I have a platform and I have an audience. And if I can speak out about these things, spread information, share my own experiences, and maybe make a difference in some way, then that's the only way that's all I can do. And, when it comes to the entertainment industry, I think that we've made some really important leaps and important changes, but there's still a lot of work to do. And I think part of this moment and this movement has resulted in people having the conversations about how many Black creatives we are hiring at every level of production. Because it's so easy to sort of do the oh, well, we've got a really diverse, inclusive cast in front of the camera, and then every level behind the camera isn't really reflective of the world that we live in. And I think that is where we keep falling into these kind of stereotypes and tropes, of these kind of negative depictions of minorities. You know, and I think that for me is the goal, is to sort of spark conversation about the stories and the voices that are in the room, not just in front of the camera. And I have real ambition to make that change. When I'm lucky enough to start producing and making my own things, that I have that in, like, that's just a part of my desire, is to hire as inclusively as possible, whether it be gender, race, you know, just everyone. Like,
well, like you say, the first step is beginning with the conversations, having the intention, and then hopefully creating something where everyone has some equity that represents society at large. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for staying healthy, and hopefully we'll see you again, not through a lens.
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Have a good one, Nathalie.
Bye.